Welcome back to D-Living. You know, when a business wants to get its name out there, knowing which avenues to take can be what actually sets that company apart from all the others.
So could one of these be advertising with Groupon? Well, that's where John Kaufman from Advice Interactive Group comes in. He's going to shed some light on this for us. Thanks for being here, John.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Well, so John, a lot of people know what Groupon is, but for those that don't, kind of give us a little overview.
Yeah, so think of it as a online coupon. So businesses can go online, they can go to Groupon.com, and they can actually say, here's a product or service we offer, and with some discount, consumers can see that coupon and get a really good deal on anything. You see anything on Groupon these days.
Well, and there's been a lot of businesses that have done really well with it, and then there's been some where it's actually been counterproductive.
Yeah, and I think the problem that everyone thinks when they go into Groupon is there was so much buzz in the beginning, right? And Groupon blew up, and people, you saw businesses that were in the newspaper that had done $10 million of business or something overnight. Well, Groupon was built as a consumer platform, so it's for consumers. The idea is to get consumers in front of it so that they're able to get the best deals out there. So you want to be a little careful as a small business in using Groupon so that you're not getting yourself into trouble. We've seen all sorts of businesses go out of business from using Groupon. So there's been a lot of studies.
Explain that. You said there was a bakery once that made a Groupon offering.
Yeah, so restaurants and bakeries are really good examples. The bakery you're talking about actually put a Groupon out there, and they weren't able to handle the volume, and they weren't able to handle the discount. So if you're a restaurant or you're the bakery, then on a Friday night or on a Sunday morning, you have a lot of normal, regular paying customers that are in demand. Your product is in demand, and they want to come out and actually get that product.
Sure.
Well, when you offer the Groupon, there's no time sensitivity to it. So if you're a restaurant on a Friday night and you come in with 30 different Groupon paying customers, then you're going to have a lot less profit. So you can definitely get into some uncharted bad waters with Groupon. So how you use it is important.
So what should a business do?
Yeah, how do you determine?
You got to make sure you're the right business, right? So if you're a doctor, if you're a lawyer, I tend to say stay away from using Groupon. If you're, I use a great example, aviation. Okay, a lot of people want to become pilots but have no idea how. And if you go out there and you want to do one of these kind of test flights, right? See if you like it. It can be $299, $399 for an hour. Well, on Groupon, you can get that for $99, and then you can go out and see if you like it. The value of that customer down the road is very high, right? You can spend $10,000 learning how to get your pilot's license.
Right.
Whereas if you're a restaurant like we talked about, you may get a company or a customer that's searching just for value and isn't searching for necessarily being a loyal customer, and they're going to maybe just come there that once and look for the next deal the next day.
So it really is determined by the nature of the business, not necessarily the size of the business.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. You just got to be careful in everything you do. But
makes sense.
Consumers can use it in a really cool way also. So one of the greatest things I've seen Groupon from a consumer standpoint is they're able to actually go in and say, what do I want to do on a Saturday night? And instead of, you can search for that online and you may find various different things, different websites to tell you what to do or different event schedules, music. But Groupon actually is a great way for a consumer to go in and say, these are some things that we can actually do. You see hot air balloon rides, you see, racetrack things, whatever it is. They're great for gifts, great for seeing what you're doing. So from a consumer side, it's really, really neat as well.
And things you might not think of, a little bit out of the box, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We're not hot air ballooning every Saturday night.
You're not, no.
You're not?
No, sorry, maybe we're...
Right, I've seen everything from laser hair removal to, the craziest go-karting ride experience to I've seen all sorts of funny and crazy things.
And so
Good
have
for
you,
guys
have
who
you
want
used
to date.
Groupon?
We have used Groupon. We've used it in some of our local search products, so some of the technologies that we provide, not necessarily in our agency, and we've seen a lot of good traction with it. The problem is, and again, you got to go back to thinking as a small business, you've got to use it and make sure that you can handle the volume, you can handle the discount that you're giving, make sure you know all the fees and all the things that apply before you do that.
Right.
And if you have a long-term model for profitability in whatever that product or service is, you can be really successful with it.
Really quickly, wasn't the Groupon CEO just ousted?
I think he was.
Yes.
I don't actually know for sure, but there's been some turnover. You get a lot of publicity on it at first.
I think he wrote a note to all of his employees saying, I've decided I'd like to spend more time with my friends and family. Just kidding. I was asked to leave or something like that.
Honestly, I missed that, so I'll have to read about that.
Yeah.
Less balloon rides in his future.
Yeah, I might be messing up the company,
He'll
but I'm
be
pretty
using
sure it was Groupon.
No, I think you're right, actually. Yeah. He'll be using a lot of those Groupon.
So it'll be interesting to see how the company changes as they bring in new.
Yeah, it was started so that individuals and businesses could go, and you had a really localized approach, right? If you were just in Texas, Groupon could spend a lot of time in Dallas. It could spend a lot of time in Austin.
Sure.
It's become a global company. It's
Right.
become a European company, an Asian company. It's become an American company. So the problem is that now there's not enough time to focus on exactly what's going on in each location.
Right.
So you don't have that type of customer service. It's, you know, it's a standard model.
Tough deal. Thanks so much.
Cool.
No, thanks for having me.
Thank
Fun
you.
to talk about.
Well, if you want to know the pros and cons to using Groupon in your business, visit adviceinteractivegroup.com/TV. And you can also send other questions for John and the experts at Advice Interactive Group there, and you can tweet them at @AdviceGroup, #BizVisible. And
They're great at getting back to you on Twitter.
yes, they are.
Yeah.
He helped me with a complaint I had.
He sure
on
did.
He's also going to be talking next week about the importance of customer service and how that can make or break a business, no matter what size it is.